When they play, my heart is on the line. Every match feels like the first time. Red and black is in my veins, but oh, the losses feel like chains. They seem to run, you know you break my heart. Every season tearing me apart, but through the pain, I'll still remain. Loving you feels like joy and strain. We're champions, then we fall, but through it all I still stand tall. When the game bites hard, I scream and cheer. Even in defeat, I'm still here. We're champions, then we fall, but through it all I still stand tall. When the game bites hard, I scream and cheer. Even in defeat, I'm still here. The scars we wear, they run so deep, but in my dreams we'll always keep the fire burning through every game. AC Milan, I'll scream your name. AC Milan, you know you break my heart. Every season tearing me apart, but through the pain, I'll still remain. Loving you feels like joy and strain.
What's going on, Milan Nation? It's your boy Nicko back again with another post-game show of the Milanista report. All right, as you can see, today's title is a little bit sarcastic. Monza, the ultimate confidence booster. All right. All right. Before we dive into the game, everybody's locked in today. I see Gio's in the chat. I'm not sure who else is in there, but appreciate it. Keep the chat going, keep it alive. And I'll get to your questions later on in the show. And if you guys want to jump on, we'll have a segment for that as well. To give me your thoughts on the game, the team, whatever's on your mind about the club. All right. Pro Redbird, against Redbird, pro Maldini, anti Maldini, whatever your, what side of the fence you stay on regarding that. All right. So that being said, obviously today we won 1-0 against a very average, below average Monza team. And I'll get into my notes and then we'll get into the stats later in a bit. So where the hell am I? Here we go. So first half, he did have a couple of chances, Monza. Maldini had a good shot on goal, no pressure. Our midfielder right out of position. That was, I think he came on front, so Fun was nowhere to be found. Luckily he didn't, his shot on goal wasn't that clinical. It was a pretty easy save from Mike. Pavlovic as well, right side of the box. Maldini, like I said, he was the most dangerous player in that first half and the second half. The only really player with any value, any clinical in terms of driving with the ball, being dangerous, 1v1s. Maldini was a standout player for Monza by himself today. If he had some support, it might have been a different story. But then, Pavlovic right side of the box, poor positioning, fouls him right side of the box. Luckily, it looked like initially he got him inside of the box, but we got him outside of the box. So we're good on that. But Pavlovic, again, is not the right center back to be playing, especially next to Chow. Being Chow, he had a good game today. He wasn't really tested against Monza because George didn't do much today, right? I mean, besides Maldini, guys, their wingers didn't do much. Their wing backs didn't do much. They didn't really test our fullbacks at all today because they're not pacey, dangerous players out in the wings. Even George was very subpar today. So, Chow didn't have much to do, wasn't put in much dangerous positions to make any mistakes, right, or make any, snap decisions on the spot, and would have either made a good play or one of his plays that he usually makes, where he makes a reckless challenge because he's usually not on his toes or not focused or not reading the game right. But Chow was okay today. Royale was okay. Like I said, he wasn't tested at all. Theo was okay. Wasn't tested at all on his side of the field either by their wingers or anybody else, their fullbacks as well. And other than that, the couple of things we did good, actually did pretty good in the first half, was our pivotal space. That's the space between our midfielders and our back line was compact most of the time. After Fofana missed, he missed on recovering on Maldini. That pivotal space was just a mess with just way too much space. He recovered for that. He did all right. That pivotal space was actually, compact, and the spacing was good between our back line and our midfielders. High line, we did play a high line, but like I said before, Monza didn't take advantage of the high line because they don't have dangerous plays. They don't have playmakers besides Maldini. Our pressing was okay. We played a zonal press. It was actually pretty good. Okafor was working hard off the ball. Like I said, time and time again, even in yesterday's podcast that I did last night, you need to work as a collective unit for your counter pressing and your pressing to work, your high press. And you saw Okafor early on, and the rest of the team collectively, all 10 players were pressing, working hard to win the ball, double teaming, triple teaming, anticipating the passes, being physical, making tactical fouls to slow down and disrupt Monza's buildup. And our counter press is really good too. All right. And I'll get into some stats in a bit as well. Fofana was good on the counter press today, but he needs to be more consistent. All right. And later on today's show, I'll compare Fofana's stats with some other midfielders that I consider at a higher level than him, because I know there's some Milanista out there, some fans that think Fofana is this excellent midfielder. He's good, but he needs to be more consistent. He's had a couple off games, and today he had a good game against a sub-average team. All right, good on him. He played a good game today, but he needs to show that against the big teams. He needs to show that against Madrid. He needs to show that against Juve, Napoli, Inter again. The other clubs that are nipping our butts. You need to show it against Fiorentina, Udinese. Those are the clubs that Fofana needs to really show up defensively. Not against Monza. He did his job. All right. Other than that, that's it for the first half. Second half, pretty much the same thing. Well, we also had the goal too. Almost forgot about that. Nice goal, counter. Fofana initiated the counterattack. He anticipated, intercepted the ball near the halfway, like the halfway mark of the field. Midfield started the counter. Morata was put a header on. It deflected over the defender, and Tajani was at a right spot to poach it right in, right? And he got a nice goal. But prior to, like I said, Maldini had good opportunities. He had a few good shots. He hit the post once. Mike made a really good saves to keep the score line, that clean sheet in the first half. Second half, the same thing as well. All right, pretty much the same thing. Our counter press was good. Monza didn't create too many chances. Were not clinical enough in their chances they did have. And before I get that, hold on, guys. Let me do this. Almost forgot. Before we get into the stats of the game, let's use in the chat. Gio, what's up, G? Nicko, wow, this was hurt. Yeah, man. Maldini, he's gotten in the past. He's always found a way to score against us, against his former team, and he almost did it again. And I have mixed feelings about it. Anytime he plays well, I want him to play well and score goals. At the same time, I don't want our club to lose. But let me put up the chats, guys. Here, hold on, so everybody can. So MCIG, the Chelsea fans in the house. Yeah, that's what Fofana is. Don't expect a significant improvement. All right. What's up, Carmelo? What's up, Vince? Who else is in the chat real quick? Give everybody a shout out. Pete T. Pete, what's happening, Pete? Ricardo 16. Oh, that was from yesterday. Hold on. It's bleeding over from yesterday's show. All right. So, yep. All right. Yeah, anytime, Pete. Yeah, I do my best to get these post-game shows up right away. Vince, when we scored, I couldn't even celebrate. Didn't even feel good. We such a shallow victory, if that makes sense. Yeah, it did. Exactly. Just like I was saying, I'm going to talk about the stats, and then, I'll get into the game itself in a bit more into it. All right, my analysis of the game. So, stat wise, real quick, guys. So obviously, 1-0 win for us. Clean sheet against an average Monza team. Total shots 18-12. Us shots on target 7-2. Like I said, because they were not clinical at all. Even Maldini slowed down in the second half. Big chances. We had 6. They had 2. Fouls committed 15-18. It was a really physical game. Shots off targets. They had 7. We had 6. Block shots. They hit the word work. It says 0, but it was actually one time Maldini on that far post. Just nipped the outside of that post over there. Shots inside the box 14-5 us. Shots outside the box 7-4 Monza. Let's get into defensive stats. We won 57% of our tackles. They won 60. We had 9 interceptions. They had 4. We won 48 duels. They won 43. So that was a pretty much even. Ground duels 51%-49. We won our area duels 57%-43. And now defensive stats breakdown. So like I said, Fofana had a good game by his standards, but he needs to be more consistent. Be considered a good CDM for us compared to what we've had in the past. He had 7 recoveries today, so good numbers. So he was, in terms of that, he was a standout player. And I think overall, Mike really took the defensive player for me. And I'll get your thoughts on who should be the defensive player of the game today. Turati had 10 recoveries, man, from Monza. Listen, the one thing I wanted to say too, second half, Lefty came on, which I didn't quite understand. Not sure why he came onto the field at that really pivotal point of the game, being that we're only up 1-0. Monza was, not super dangerous. Like I said, if they had more clinical players, pacier players out in the wings, to kind of provide that support for Maldini, things could have been different. But putting Loftus-Cheek in late in the game, when you try to slow down the tempo of the game, doesn't quite make sense because he only goes one speed, Cheeks. He goes full speed ahead. He doesn't know how to pause the game, how to slow down, control the tempo. Doesn't really, his defensive positioning is off. So other than that, like I said, a victory against a average Monza team. Nesta probably is going to be on the hot seat, and for now, Fonseca will be his job is going to be safe. He is 100%. Yeah, listen, man. If it wasn't for Mike and making those really good save for us during the game, first half and second half, especially during the first half, things might have been different. It could have been a 1-1 draw, But the important thing, I guess, the bright side out of this, forget about management, forget about the owners, coaches, whatever. You do see a difference with Okafor out there. So I'm thinking maybe that's why my speculation is that's the reason why he's benching Leao. Maybe there's some personal beef between the two, but you could see right away Okafor, regardless, he wasn't clinical. But nobody really was. Morata wasn't clinical today as well. But off the ball, you see that the kid works hard, which that's what you need when you have a sub-average midfielders like we do. You need everybody to work together as a pack of wolves to press and counter press. And you see that with Okafor today. So, maybe that he'll continue to keep starting until Liao gets his act together or whatever the hell is happening between him and Fonseca. I really don't know. We can only speculate on what's going on between the two. Let's see, Mike. Let's take a look at a couple other stats. Big saves. Anything else here? Facts. Here we go. Yeah, Calabria played today as well, too. He came in the 89th minute for Tereshanu. He made an appearance late in the game. Musa came on late in the game as well. But at that point, you're just really holding on to a lead, right? They didn't really make any impact either way, those two players, in terms of making any costly errors or making anything positive for the team. They just within 5 minutes, how much can you do as a player in terms of impacting a game? Yeah, that's about it. That's stat-wise. I also want to bring up, so Sempre Milan came out with a report after the game by Isaac Muller. And the reason I'm bringing it up, I just had a take on their analysis of the game. So I wish they broke things down a little bit better, but they just said Milan struggled overall defensively. Well, I disagree. I don't think we struggled per se. We didn't make any costly mistakes. The one defensive breakdown that we had, there were two, was with that Maldini being fouled to the side of the box and him having that open shot on goal where Fofana didn't backtrack. Other than that, like I said, they didn't play great defensively, but they didn't struggle overall either. I disagree. Like I said, because if Monza is a sub-average team, and they gave man of the match to Reindeers for the goal. So that's about it. That's the roundup for today's game, fellas. They get some of these other chats, comments. Did we just play? We just played the Berscoloni Trophy. Anybody else in the chat? Let's see. Fadinho's here as well. So the Monza that disallowed goal was actually a goal. This could have completely changed the match. Average game by Milan. Lucky win. Yeah, I mean, that shit happens, right? And Maldini, he hit the post, like I said before. That could have easily, if it was a couple inches to the right, it could have easily trickled in, right, past Mike. Yeah, sometimes you need some luck, and just whatever God that Fonseca was praying to last night, whatever chicken he sacrificed or animal did the job today and saved his ass for another day. And we just definitely didn't play champagne football. Listen, I know there's some people out there, especially in some chats that I'm in. We're not playing champagne football. We're not playing super sexy football. We're playing very basic football. We're creating angles. We're creating the spacings there. Nothing dynamic or something that other coaches are going to look at and go, listen, I want to try to play exactly how Fonseca plays. So just let's get that straight as well. All right, moving on to the next segment. Let's get into the defensive player of the match. Then I'm going to compare Fofana's stats to some other players within Serie A and in Europe that play the similar role as him. So, guys, defensive player of the match. Is it Mike? Is it Pavlovic, the Serbian Merc? Is it Chow? Is it Royal, Theo, Fofana? Give me your thoughts. For me, it's Mike. Mike definitely saved us, especially in the first half. Made some key saves. One for Mike. All right. Well, you guys put your votes in. So this is from Data MB. So comparing Fofana versus Gravenberch, Lobatka, and the kid Pavlic from Bayern Munich having a really good season. So duels, Fofana's at 51. Gravenberch, now this is where there's levels to this game, guys. Milan Nation. He's at 97.9. He's 22 years old. So he's got a younger player. Fofana's been around a little bit longer. He wins 97.9% of his duel, which is nuts. It's fucking insane numbers. Lobatka for Napoli, even though he's been injured, he's one of the better CDMs in the game too. He's gotten a little bit older. He's 29. He's still up there, but he's still impactful. He's won 87% of his duels. Pavlovic from Bayern, 76. So our boy Fofana, as much as we love him, and we some of us think he's this great CDM stats eye test, he's not there yet. All right. Defensive actions, 38%. Gravenberch, 77. Lobatka, 55. Pavlovic, 33. Progressive carries, forward passes. Fofana, 81 for Gravenberch, 84 Lobatka, 90 Pavlovic. So Pavlovic is really strong with forward passes. Forward passing completion. Fofana's at only 56.8. Gravenberch, 78. Lobatka, 83. Pavlovic, he's got an insane amount of forward passes, 96. Key passes, 0.2 for Fofana. I'll say that again, 0.2. I didn't expect that. Gravenberch, 50%. Lobatka, 37. Pavlovic, 50. All right, into my minutes play for Fofana, 574. Gravenberch, 900. Lobatka, 688. And Pavlovic, 445. So there's your breakdown. So next time somebody comes at me or I hear anybody saying, well, Fofana is this amazing midfielder, especially defensively, he ain't there yet. He's had some decent games for us, but he's got a long way to go to be considered even the top CDM in Syria, not even in Europe. He's got a long way to go. And this is where we're at, guys. So we're we have average players, and it looks like January's Mercado, there's some rumors we're going to add some midfielders. Looks like this kid Johnny Cardozo that I've talked about before, who's another average player, midfielder, who's good at recovering balls. But again, he's average. He's nothing. He's not a game changer. He's not going to turn us into a Syria contender, because this is where the ambitions that we talked about the club itself. All right, Mike. So yeah, Mike overall wins it again. All right. So we're in 24 minutes in. All right. I mean, guys, other than that, I don't have much to talk about. We ranted about, we went on and on last week about Redbird. We went hard into the paint with Redbird for about an hour almost with John and myself. If you guys want to jump on today, I'm going to put the invite in the right here. I'm going to share it, the invite link. You guys can jump on for Rosseneri Rumble. All right. While we're waiting on that, let's do a roundup of Serie A as well. Let's do that. All right, let's get into some Serie A roundup, the rest of the games. Syria matches. All right, so today Bologna beat Lecce 1-0 early today. Juve 2-0 over Udinese. They had a pretty good game, Juve. They had 2 nice goals. Yeah, I don't want, as much as I like rooting for Kalu, but I can't, and I like Mota, but I don't think any of us want Juve to win. If anybody's going to win the Scudetto besides us, we don't have much of a chance. I'd rather see Napoli win it. I don't want to see Inter winning another trophy or Juve. That's today's game. Only 3 games today. Okay, tomorrow's it's pretty. We got stacked. We got 4 games. Napoli at Atlanta. That's an interesting matchup between Conte's, his countering style of football with playing that 5-4-1 low block or 5-3-2 low block, right? Because if he was playing a 5-3-2 low block, he's got Kvaratskhelia up top next to Lukaku, looking for the counterattack, right? To initiate that against Atlanta's man-to-man pressing and high octane offense. They can score goals in bunches. Then Torino's playing Fiorentina. That's an interesting game. Vanoli versus Palladino. I think Palladino Fiorentina, right? I could be wrong. That's an interesting matchup of 2 teams. Hellas Verona at Roma. Let's see what Roma can do if they can go on two wins in a row. And then our snake cousins against Venezia. I don't see Inter losing that game at all whatsoever. They're looking pretty good recently. Look like Inzaghi's made the tactical changes to his team to kind of get back on track there. And on Monday, there's 3 games. We have Empoli, Como. I can go either way that game. Parma, Genoa. I think Parma could beat Genoa. And Lazio, Calgary. All right, so everybody's in the chat, fellas, Milan Nation, if you guys want to hop on, give me your thoughts, rants, or whatever. It's your time. And then, we got Champions League coming up against Real Madrid, which I went over yesterday in the other 4 games as well. Let's look at the table. And I'll get back into the comments. Read your comments off, fellas. So currently, where it stands, Napoli is still 25 points, goal difference of 13. Inter's right there; they're within 4 points, goal difference of 11. Napoli's won 5 in a row too. So, but they have a big test against Atlanta. Gasparina's definitely got a team ready for that game. Juve's at 21 as well. Atlanta's at 19. Fiorentina's at 19. Lazio at 19. So a bunch of teams bunched up together there. And we're at 17. And then we got Udinese right behind us at 16. So there you go. And they got Bologna at 15. Torino at 14. They're falling off the pace. And Roma's at 13. So some interesting matchups, and but like I said, we talked about long term. This season, I don't see us. I'm sure everybody else in the chat is pretty much on the same pace, on the same page. Do we see ourselves really finishing top 4 or top 5? And is that even good enough for us, especially for the fans that have been following this team since, the 90s, the early 2000s, even before that? I'm sure there's some fans in here, people who've been following the team since way before that. And then, I'm sure some of the fans who've kind of jumped on during the Banta era, they see this as success. But, finishing top 4 with a good squad, with ambition, with a project, and pushing for top 2 or the Scudetto and finishing top 4 would be okay. But the fact is, finishing top 4 with the project that we have in hands, the things that we've noticed with the club, the way that the club's built, and it's not going to cut it for me at all. At all. Especially even after today's match. If just because Fonseca won one game doesn't make him this great coach, doesn't turn him magically into the right coach for this team, for this project. Because again, he hasn't changed tactics. You had Tomori on the bench. Why not put Tomori in the game? Why are you playing a high line regardless? Yeah, it's Monza, but you got to get this team playing a little bit different because this high line is not going to work, especially against Real Madrid at all. We're not going to catch Madrid offsides 20 times like happened against Bayern Munich. No, Barcelona. I'm sorry, Barcelona. That shit is not going to fly. Those tactics, and Fonseca has shown that he's not adaptable. He can't, instead of playing a high line, play a mid block, change things up. But we're not seeing that he's adaptable. So he's stuck in his ways. This is the same way he's played against when he was at Lille, and we're seeing the same old stuff, same tactics again and again with different set of players in a much more tactical league. Hey guys, do you guys see the invite in the chat? Let me know if it's not, I can share it a different way. Let me see. Let me check my chat. Oh, it's in there. Okay. So this might be our short one today, guys. Like I said, I fucking ranted last night about tactics for about an hour. If you guys want to check out that episode, it's on the channel on YouTube, our YouTube channel. That was a good one. We had a good turnout for that one. Not too bad for a Friday night. And obviously last week with John, Lab Gorilla, we went for about an hour and like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, going off on Redbird. Hold on, fellas. Let me grab a drink. And if you want to see me drinking mezcal online on live, check out that last night's pod as well. It's a good one. All right, so let's start going to the chat. All right, here we go. Let's start. Let's do it this way. Let's change it up a bit. Yeah, Pete. So Pete, yep, with you on that one. Don't want to see Inter or Juve win the Scudetto. Yeah, they won enough fucking titles. Fuck them. I'd rather have Napoli, let Conte have his time. Real Madrid missed a lot of chances versus Barcelona. If they only play the 10% of that, we're fucked. Absolutely, Carmelo. And the one thing that Barcelona did really well, they're set a much more. They have a much more tactical coach. Flick is one of the top coaches in the world, and Barcelona did a good thing picking him up right after Xavi. Big difference in tactics and in the way he manages his players. And you see the youth that they keep running through their fucking youth academy. It's one of the best youth academies in the world. Players they keep producing left and right. Pedri, Yamal, obviously, Kurbasi, just to name a few. And that kid Kursi is fucking impressive as a center back. He's got great long pass. His long passing range is phenomenal. He's always on point. He's reading the game really well. He's got a good center back pairing over there next to him. and to allow your team to play a high line with a young center back, right? And having him grasp that concept so fast, and having the faith in him to be able to play it with and catch Madrid, Vinicius, and Mbappe, two super dangerous players, extremely dangerous players, offsides, and taking that risk says a lot about that team. And if we go into that game, if Fonseca thinks he can play that high line, whoever, if you play Gabia, if Gabia is healthy, I don't know if he's healthy, with Chow, that's not the right center back pairing. Yeah, Gabi's be able to anticipate the game, read the game, be sort of that captain in the back line, but you don't have the speed. If you play Pavlovic, he's prone to make a mistake and be quite out of position. Just like against with Napoli with Lukaku. They tried to do that offside trap. They weren't on the same page with him and Chap. Now you put Tomori back there next to Gabia. Might be your best bet. Because Tomori out of all has the most experience. And when he's on, he's on. When Tomori's on his game, yeah, Carmelo, I'm sorry, man. My apologies. I don't know why. Unfortunately, we tried with using StreamYard first. But I think it didn't work for everybody else. It didn't work for Shane or for Lab and Husney. So that's why we're sticking with Restream instead. I'm not sure exactly why. But if you're near a laptop sometime, if you have one, don't know. If you got one, try to use that one. Maybe you're better off. Maybe just your phone, it just doesn't, the version of your phone it's not compatible with Restream for whatever. Not too sure. Or maybe it's the operating system that you're using as well. Yeah, it's like I was saying, it may not be suitable for your phone. It may not be compatible with it. Yeah, exactly. G, if you're still here, man, jump on. Or Pete, you guys don't have to show your faces. You guys can keep your camera off. I don't care. Just like Roy does. You don't have to put your camera on. That's all good. It's good. It'll be good to get start up a conversation about this club. Let me see something else, guys. Let's see if there's anything else that we could. I guess this is a light show today. Anything else crazy happening here? Let's see if there's any crazy takes. Anybody's Kush. I'm gonna go through my favorite list here of Milan podcasters to see what they've put up. Besides technology, for me, it's like kryptonite for Superman. Yeah, luckily, that's my main. I'm in technology. I'm in cybersecurity, so been doing that for almost 10 years now. But yeah, fellas, appreciate always for you guys supporting the channel. Appreciate it. I know there's a few other. I don't know if Roy's doing a post game today, but I know obviously. I'm sure there's Martino doing a post game. I'm not too sure who else is doing a post game today. I have no clue. Let's take a look. Let's see what's happening with Twitter world. Let's see what else. If anybody's got some crazy takes, so we can talk about Kush. I talked about Kush yesterday. On a take that he had about Liao not having to defend. I said, no, my take with Kush, like I said, I like the guy, I like his editing skills, but tactically, he still has a lot to learn about the game. He's quiet today. Okay, nothing from Kush. Let's take a look at Fofana. Let's see what this guy said. I don't really agree with him, but we had an important one. Fonseca. So Fonseca said, I don't really agree with him. So Fofana said, we weren't good today, but the important thing is to win. Fofana, he even admitted it during the post game. They interviewed him. We weren't good today, but the important thing is to win. Fonseca said, I don't really agree with him. We had important moments during the match. I think we deserve to score more goals. Fonseca. All right. It's time for you to say adios. Let's see what else. So Fofana came out with some more stuff. Fofana to Sky Sports after Monza Milan. Today we were not a good Milan. The other day we played well against them, Napoli, and we didn't win. Well, you didn't play great. Napoli let you play the game because Napoli sat back in a low block because Conte was just put in the right tactics in place, was strategic, and wanted you guys to control the tempo because he wanted to hit you on the counter, which that happened. So we fell into Conte's trap. Conte's way too smart. We didn't control that game against Napoli. We didn't deserve that win at all. A dream to face Real Madrid? No, the dream was to be professional. Now it's a job. Madrid has won many Champions League, but that doesn't matter at all. We have to give everything on the field. No, nothing there. Yeah, Fofana was busy after this post game. Anything else from Fofana? Anything else? Nah, that's about it. Let's see what else. Let's see what our Fonzie had to say after the game. Anything else? Fonzarella. So he's talking about Leao. Hey, fellas, by the way, how did you feel about Leao being benched again? For what, third straight game? 4 games, whatever it is. So some excuses he used for benching players for the good of the team, tactical choice, players rotation. So according to before the game, Fonseca said the reason he benched Leao today again because he's saving up for Real Madrid. I don't know how true that is. I think there's something else going on. Like I said, I'm just speculating. I'm trying to find any post-game stuff from Fonseca, but I don't see anything here. Pretty quiet. Oh, hold on. One other thing. Let me check my favorite Milan podcaster ever, Martino. See what he had to say. Mr. Puccio. So he's got a post-game show with Matt. Morata can't time one header. Oh, nothing crazy from Martino today. He didn't call anybody an idiot or a jabroni online. He seems to be in a good mood today, Martino. All right. Quiet day. Sack Fonseca and hire Sarri. Yeah, Sarri's a good choice. Allegri wouldn't be a terrible choice. Who else? I guess Constant Sal, but I think if we're looking for an Italian coach, would be either one of those two, right? I would say, or Mancini too. Somebody brought him up last night. Yeah, for sure, 100%, 100%. And you would think, well, just because they're both Portuguese doesn't mean jack shit either. Fadin, you make a good point. Not every coach can manage big players. It takes a special character to do it. Look at Carlo, for example. Recently, where's his book? I have his book here. I don't know if you guys have read this before. A really good book. Carlo Ancelotti, Quiet Leadership, Winning Hearts, Minds, and Matches. In this book, he talks about leadership. He talks about managing players. There's a ton of ex-players in here that have nothing to say but great things about Carlo, not just as a coach, but the way he managed and the way he built relationships with his players. Unfortunately, I think with Mbappe, I don't think it's working. I think if it's a generation, the gap of generation, the generational gap is too big between them. Maybe that's why, maybe Mbappe is just a hard-headed kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore. He's just hard-headed, and it's tough to get through him because Mbappe is having a hard time adjusting to this team, to Madrid. All right, they're not clicking. Yeah, that's also too. Also, management is completely absent in that regard. 100%. 100%. All right, fellas, it seems like it's pretty nothing much happening today. It's a light pod today. Apologies. You know, I mean, next time I'll get drunk. I don't know if to liven it up or something. I don't know. We'll see. But for sure, the day that Redbird leaves, and mark it today, it's November 2nd, 2024. The day that Redbird leaves the club, and somehow by a miracle, Maldini comes back, I'm cracking a bottle of champagne live on this show, getting a cigar, lining it up, and having a party. We're gonna get crazy online the day Redbird leaves. Hopefully it's next year. That would be the fucking dream. All right. By the way, fellas, if you haven't done so already, if it's your first time tuning in, subscribe to the channel. Also, everybody else, hit that like button. Retweet the link to the show with your boys. Nicko, end the live before you get drunk. Yeah, I'm not gonna get drunk today, Fadinho. I got kids. I got a kid too. I got to be on point. But for sure, I'm gonna get fucking tipsy as hell when Redbird leaves. Cracking open that bottle of Don P, smoking a cigar, and living it up. All right, fellas. Again, thanks again. I salute you, Milan Nation. Stay strong. All right. Like I said, let's not get too excited about these 3 points. It's against Monza. All right. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the games tomorrow. Let's hope Inter loses. And that's that. And Interest Fangulo and Redbird Fanculo. All right. Take it easy. And just stay locked in for the next few minutes. I'm going to play this Redbird song. All right. Later. Thanks again. Forza Milan.
Redbird. Like bird. Some fans saw the signs from the start, they spoke out, said Redbird don't get it what Milan's about. All these corporate moves got us out of tune. Maldini gone and he was swooning too soon. The soul of the club feeling taken for ransom. Ain't the Milan that we love, feeling ghost and abandoned. Redbird, they stepped in, but where's the soul? Now the curve is echoing, chants so bold. From the start, voices rang, yeah, we had a plan like, yo, Redbird, let go of Milan. Bought our crest, but they sold our pride. We bled for the red and black, but they're taking us for a ride. Tradition getting lost in their bottom line chase. And the true fans, we just lose and face. This city built legends, champions rose. But Redbird don't get it, they just counting zeros. Redbird, they stepped in, but where's the soul? Now the curve is echoing, chants so bold. From the start, voices rang, yeah, we had a plan like, yo, Redbird, let go of Milan. Reppin' ACM, that means something deep. It ain't all shiny brands, it's a legacy we keep. They think they can buy up the passion we bring, but they don't know what our red and black means. Milanista's calling for respect of our crest. Redbird, you missed it, this ain't no business test. So here's the word from the Curvers chant. You can't buy a history, you gotta understand. From Sheva to Apollo, pride we won't sell. If Redbird won't listen, then they best farewell. Fans got the passion, this club we uphold. So hear us now, this story's retold. Redbird, they stepped in, but where's the soul? Now the curve is echoing, chants so bold. From the start, voices rang, yeah, we had a plan like, yo, Redbird, let go of Milan. 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 Bought our crest, but they sold our pride. We bled for the red and black, but they're taking us for a ride. Tradition getting lost in their bottom line chase. And the true fans, we just lose and face. This city built legends, champions rose. But Redbird don't get it, they just counting zeros. Redbird, they stepped in, but where's the soul? Now the curvers echoing, chants so bold. From the start, voices rang, yeah, we had a plan like, yo, Redbird, let go of Milan. Redbird, let go of Milan. Let go of Milan. Redbird, they stepped in, but where's the soul? Now the curvers echoing, chants so bold. From the start, voices rang, yeah, we had a plan like, yo, Redbird, let go of Milan. Reppin' ACM, that means something deep. It ain't all shiny brands, it's a legacy we keep. They think they can buy up the passion we bring, but they don't know what our red and black means. La la la, red and black, let go of Milan. Redbird, 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 Redbird, let go of Milan. Let go of Milan.